Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial on the onboarding process for MaintenanceROS. Since this is likely your first MaintenanceROS tutorial video, let me introduce myself. I'm David, and I'm sitting here on my boat, Starry Horizons. My wife and I have spent the last 10 years sailing around the world, having lots of adventures, and doing even more boat maintenance. All of those experiences have gone into MaintenanceROS. I decided to build a system I always wished I'd had to help me manage my boat. Hopefully, you can get some good use out of it too. In this video, we'll walk through all the steps to get your MaintenanceROS account set up and ready to start tracking your boat's maintenance. Let's get started. First, you'll need to fill in your boat's details. Some information is required, while other fields are optional. Now, don't worry if you don't have all of the optional information right now. You can always add it later in your boat settings page. Now we'll go ahead and give the boat name Starry Horizons. My name is David. Manufacturer of my boat is a Fountaine Peugeot, and she is a Helia 44. She was launched in 2014. So that's all we need for now. And let's go ahead and move on next and talk about one of our coolest features, templates. Now, if we have a template for your boat model, you'll see this screen right here. Now, selecting a template will make it even faster to add all the equipment on your boat into your account. Now, a pop-up should be appearing, and there will be a link down in the description because we have a separate tutorial video that covers how to utilize templates. For this video, though, we're going to focus on the basic process, and we're just going to choose custom build to manually add equipment. Now, this is the same flow you'd follow if we don't have a template for your boat. Now, it's time to add the equipment you want to track within MaintenanceROS. We'll click on the Add New Equipment, and we'll be able to search through our extensive library of pretty common marine equipment. So let's start with the engine, which most boats are going to track. Now, we're going to input a Volvo Penta, and we have D255F engines on Starry Horizons. And so now you can see the basic information about this listing, including whether it's moderator verified, and some basic information about the maintenance schedule, how many metrics it has, and how many tasks. Now, keep in mind that manufacturer recommendations can change, and we do check these, but in spite of those checks, mistakes can still happen. So when you add equipment for the first time, you're going to see a pop-up and a reminder that MaintenanceROS provides this information as is, and you're responsible for ensuring you're happy with the listing. Now, don't worry, we will show you how to review the schedule in more detail later. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and accept and import this reminder, and we'll go ahead and give the equipment a good identifying name, like Port Engine, and we'll go ahead and add this to the account. Now, if you have multiple pieces of the same equipment, maybe like winches on a sailboat or engines on a catamaran, you can save some time by duplicating an entry. Now, there is a 3-dot drop-down menu here on the right-hand side of this equipment model row. If you select that, we can hit Add Row. Now, I'll have to enter a unique name for this piece of equipment, which will be Starboard Engine this time. Now, you do want to note that the system won't actually add this to your account until you continue on and add another piece of equipment, or you continue on through the onboarding process. So you may see this reminder until you do so. Now, while we're here, let's quickly talk about how you can remove equipment. Again, we've got the 3-dot menu over here on a specific piece of equipment. So if I don't need the starboard engine after all, click this one and we can remove that. Now, in addition, you can remove the entire equipment model as a whole, doing the same thing, 3 drop-down menu, and we go ahead and remove all. That would remove both the port and starboard engine. Except I want those in my account, so let's continue our onboarding and we'll add another piece of equipment. We're going to come back to our equipment library, and this time let's go ahead and add a Cummins Onan and DKBM generator. There we go. And again, we see the library entry and should have a general sense of how the flow goes when you're adding equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one. We'll call this our generator, and we'll add it to the account. So now let's touch on some more special cases. What happens if you have a piece of equipment that isn't in our database? I'm going to go ahead and add a new piece of equipment here. We're going to search for a manufacturer that doesn't actually exist. We'll go ahead and do Alton Marine. And sure enough, you see we have no entries in our database for the manufacturer. We can choose not listed, and we go ahead and still add a model name. Call that model AEA327. And now we've got two options. We can build the maintenance schedule ourselves using this Add Anyways option, and that takes you to our powerful schedule builder tool. Now we have a separate tutorial for this as well, which I will link in the description below. The other option for you is you can request that one of our moderators add the piece of equipment and notify you when it's ready. So we request that you provide as much information to us as possible. Well, the owner's manual would be fantastic, or just maintenance schedules, and then send that to our team at support@MaintenanceROS.com. So once that listing is created, you'll receive an email notification, and then you can come back into your account, go through this add equipment process just like we've been doing, and add that piece of equipment. So for right now, I don't really want to go ahead and create this equipment which doesn't actually exist, so I'm going to just cancel back out and go to the equipment overview again. And now let's talk about how you can view and customize maintenance schedules. So each model of equipment in this 3-dot drop-down menu is going to have a view schedule option. If I select this, I'm taken to a place where I can review all of the maintenance tasks we have listed for this piece of equipment. Now, our goal is to try to provide schedules exactly as per manufacturer recommendations, which can be a bit lengthy. Now, as you're reviewing this, if you notice any mistakes, or if you want to customize those maintenance schedules, you can come back to the equipment overview. And then this time, we'll go ahead and we're going to go to the Volvos for this one, and we'll select Edit Schedule. Now on this page, you can see it's broken down into two different parts. We have the official schedule here, which has one metric, basically the operating hours, and 24 tasks. And now, if you had noticed a mistake in our library entry, you can actually come over here and edit this official schedule. That will, again, use our schedule builder tool. And when you have done the finished edits, the system will set up your account using this correction, and it will also notify our moderators to fix that schedule. Now, if you just want to customize the schedule for your own purposes, that's down here under this custom schedule part, where you can come over and select the customized option. So now here is where you can add or remove tasks, you can change intervals for the entire maintenance schedule, and do all this and more. So this is a very rough preview of our schedule builder tool, but let's go ahead and say, for this example, I want to change the oil more regularly than recommended. I'm going to come down here, replace engine oil and oil filters. So the manufacturer recommendation is to do this every 12 months or every 400 hours, whichever comes first. So I want to edit this task, losing it again. There we go. And instead of every 12 months, let's say I want to do this every 6 months. And instead of every 400 hours, let's do this every 200 hours. I'll go ahead and save these changes. And if we scroll back down to the bottom of this customized maintenance schedules, you notice we have a few different options. When you are finished, you're going to want to hit this finalized schedule. We also have this finished later option, but I want you to note this will save your progress. But if you continue on starting your trial without finalizing this schedule, your account will be created using the official schedule, not the customized one. So make sure that for any customizations, you choose this finalized schedule option before you continue. So go ahead and choose that now. Then we can choose to officially apply this update, which brings us back to our equipment overview. Now the next step in our onboarding is going to be setting the condition for all of our equipment so that the system can accurately estimate your initial maintenance tasks. Now we have put a lot of work into this process to streamline how this works. We're really pleased with how it's turned out. So for all the equipment that you have added, and in this case, it's not a lot since it's just our tutorial, but we'll separate out those equipment that require metric values, most commonly going to be your operating hours. We're going to ask that you fill those in first. Now, we have this fill with zeros option, and I recommend you only use that if the boat is completely brand new and nothing has been used. So even if you're taking delivery of a new boat, if it's been through sea trials or testing and the equipment has been used, try to enter the current operating hours in this current values. That's just going to help our system predict more accurately those initial maintenance tasks. So let's say for the generator, we've got about 1,200 hours on it right now. The port engine we'll say has got 1,850. Starboard engine's pretty close. We'll do that 1,860. And now the boat age, we can say approximately how old the boat is. And we want to try to enter this in as accurately as possible, again, to help our system predict where your equipment is in its maintenance life cycle. So now you can give this estimate in kind of years and months, or we can use this drop-down menu to put in an exact date. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the menu. Starry Horizons was launched in October of 2014. And that's close enough. So that works. Now, if you have a piece of equipment, and we'll use the generator as an example here, that was added to the boat after its initial launch and isn't as old as the boat itself, we can use this age override feature. Now we'll select the generator from this drop-down menu. This one, in case it's already selected, and we can hit this plus button and update its exact age. So let's go ahead and say this was added to the boat, we'll call it 2019, and we'll say August, and that's good enough for the example. So once that's all done, you're setting the current conditions, our system is going to be able to estimate your schedule for the initial maintenance tasks. That's going to be here in this initial scheduling page. Now, if you're on a new to you boat or aren't sure of your boat's maintenance history, you can just come down here and hit continue and it will finish setting up your account. Now, our estimates will get you off to a good start. If you have some maintenance history and want to dial in exactly when previous tasks were completed, you can refine our estimates, coming over here using this refine option. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the port engine just to give you a view of how this looks. So for each task that the equipment has, again, you can come in and dial in exactly when it was last done. So if I know instead of the system estimating that I inspected the seawater intake on October 15th, 2023, if I say, well, I actually did that a bit later, and that was, we'll call it December 2nd. You can see that the system is going to adjust the schedule based on when the task is supposed to occur, appropriately based on how you're estimating these tasks. And if you want, you can also use the exact date again, just to dial things in as exactly as possible. So now once you are finished getting as much dialing in as you would like, come on down here to the bottom and we'll go ahead and hit save. So that saves your changes and will return back to the initial scheduling page, or if you hit this continue button, that'll continue you on and move on to the next piece of equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. We'll come back to the initial scheduling page, and I think that's all we're going to show here. I'm pretty pleased with how the rest of the tasks will be estimated, so we can continue on. That's going to bring us here to this all finished screen, which gives you, one last chance to add any missed equipment. And when you're ready, you can select this Review Trials Details button and move on to the final step. Now, no credit card is needed to sign up for your free trial, but if you're confident that you'll continue using MaintenanceROS, you can choose to add payment details now, but we're trying to get you as little risk as possible. You can try MaintenanceROS, see if you like it, and then add payment details by the end of your trial. We'll send you a reminder. So now, At this page, we are going to ask that you choose your billing preference now. So either by default is monthly, or you can save 25% by billing annually. And if you have a promo code, make sure that you add it here. And once you're happy with all those choices, come down, hit the Start Trial button, and it's going to take us to the account, and we can begin exploring all the MaintenanceROS features. That's it for this onboarding tutorial. Be sure to check out our other videos for more tips and tricks on using MaintenanceROS. Thanks for watching, and happy boating!